Today is the day, my friends. We finally made it. Donald Trump today will be the president in only a matter of a few hours for those that are watching as we put this up. Donald Trump.
I don't remember what I was doing.
Take over 200 executive actions. Some of them sound pretty good. On the border security especially. He's going to be revoking the security clearances we hear of the 51 intelligence officials or agents or whatever that lied about the Hunter Biden laptop. And we expect to see a lot. There's an executive order apparently on male and female and what it means to the federal government. So should be interesting. But of course, it would not be a tumultuous political period without some, I don't know, let's just say corruption coming from the Biden administration with a breaking story. Biden issues last-minute pardons for Fauci, Mark Milley, and the January 6th committee. We knew it was coming. It is now here. Fauci is being pardoned. Oh boy, I love this one, my friends, because
I don't remember what I was doing.
That Trump was going to retaliate politically. Certainly, Fauci and Milley would not be on that list. This is the game Democrats have long played. They said if Donald Trump gets elected or reelected, he is going to start jailing his political opponents. Okay. So the J6 committee is part of that, right? You got Liz Cheney, and they're saying any officer or anybody who testified and the committee itself, they're all preemptively pardoned, saith Joe Biden. Fine. If you want to make the argument that Trump was going to retaliate politically, I suppose that lines up with your argument. The only problem is Anthony Fauci does not. Anthony Fauci was Trump's COVID advisor. So let's clarify things before we get right. During Trump's administration, at the peak of COVID, Dr. Fauci was Trump's choice. That's right. Donald Trump would go on TV and he would say, "Fauci, come here, come and speak to America." Trump had no public beef as far as we knew. In fact, as people were very critical of Fauci, mocking him, calling him out, Trump wasn't. So why would Trump retaliate against his own COVID advisor that he repeatedly propped up and brought on TV? Doesn't quite make sense. Unless, of course, the reality is Dr. Fauci committed some crimes outside of this argument of political retaliation. That is, perhaps Fauci was funding gain-of-function research illicitly in China, which resulted in the COVID pandemic. Or perhaps Dr. Fauci lied under oath to Congress, as it has been alleged in the corporate press even. Rand Paul's issued a statement. Joe Biden's issued this verbose statement about the trying times and the public servants we must trust. Talk about an absurdity. Well, my friends, let's read this news, but on this amazing day, we are coming to you from D.C. We are hanging out with CPI, the Heritage Foundation, and we're going to be doing Timcast IRL live here in D.C., and we're in this really great room. You can't really see anything behind me. There's like a picture. There's a bunch of pictures of presidents and other amazing things. And so we're going to have a great show tonight. I believe a Democrat will be joining us. We'll see. We'll see. We wanted to get their perspective on this tremendous occasion. Interestingly, for those that have been following this too, the inauguration was moved indoors. So while a bunch of our friends, even some of our staff, were all invited to the inauguration, those tickets were effectively voided. They said they were going to bring Trump's inauguration indoors because of the cold weather. It's not as cold.
Answer that directly on a chat.
Rumors started to circulate about a threat to Trump's security. And so with these trying times, I think it's fair to say that the real reason they're bringing this indoors is they fear the safety not just of Trump, but of the attendees. Now, you got a lot of people on the left, they're saying that Trump's really doing it because his crowd size would be too small, which seems to make no sense considering Trump won the popular vote. So I'm sorry, I don't buy it. But we're here in D.C. It's going to be amazing.
I don't remember what I was doing.
Else, and a bunch of different people coming in and out. Seeing a lot of
50
friends,
Productions.
parties, went to a bunch of parties, saw a lot of great people, and conversations were had. I'll put it that way. So it's going to be an interesting next few years, and hopefully today goes off without a hitch.
What
So my friends,
about...
smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know. Become a member
Yeah,
of
that's what I thought.
Timcast.com to support our work and join the Discord community. There's a whole library of content, morning shows, pre-shows for IRL.
Ooh, that's got a lot of software in it already.
And an uncensored members-only show where you get to call in. Also, check out castbrew.com, but let's read the story from the Daily Wire. Biden issues last-minute pardons for Fauci, Mark Milley, and the January 6th committee. The pardons come as Biden leaves office.
Oh shit, I got a second person here.
President Joe Biden issued pardons on Monday morning to Dr.
Fuck it.
Anthony Fauci,
I want to listen to something while I play. I'm going to
General
go
Mark
back.
Milley, and members of the Democrat committee just hours before President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. Both Fauci and Milley were vicious critics of Trump, and previous reporting indicated that Biden would issue these pardons to stave off any potential criminal charges that might be brought.
I honestly don't remember what I was doing the last time.
I'm going to pause there. To some degree, but I disagree on the Fauci thing. Fauci and Rand Paul went at it. Donald Trump, during his term, had Fauci on, and the libertarians were vomiting all over themselves that Trump was allowing this guy in his ranks. I have had so many debates with prominent libertarians in the Libertarian Party saying Trump propped up Fauci. I don't know how this one makes sense to any Democrat argument. Now, what they're going to say, because I'll tell you, is that, but Trump's base is fervent, and Trump is going to do whatever they say. Yeah, I don't buy it, because the TikTok thing is contentious. And you've got half of the Trump supporters and some prominent ones supporting TikTok, and the other half saying outright no to TikTok. So, I'm not sure I would go with that argument, but let's keep reading. They want to say the issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken, quote, the issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as an acknowledgement that any individual engaged in any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt for any offense, Biden said. Our nation owes these public servants a debt of gratitude for their tireless commitment to our country. Fauci has been criticized for his handling of COVID and the lab leak theory, as well as comments before Congress about gain-of-function research. And I will stress, let me actually just pull this up, because Fauci lied to Congress, says Newsweek, and that is not my opinion. I love how they phrase this, though. Let me drop this in. Fauci was untruthful to Congress about Wuhan lab research. New documents appear to show. Come on! He was sitting down with Rand Paul, and Rand Paul was like, Dr. Fauci, did you engage in funding gain-of-function research at the Wuhan Institute of Virology? And Dr. Fauci is like, we didn't do gain-of-function research. We just gained functions while doing research. Like, basically what Fauci argued. So gain-of-function, for those who don't know, is, and this is why there's potential criminal charges for Fauci. Gain-of-function is you take a virus and you mutate it to make it gain functions. So it's not as crazy as it sounds, like sci-fi, like injecting and making viruses. What they do is they'll infect an animal with a virus. They'll put a bunch of animals in the same space. Then once one of the animals displays some kind of symptom, they will take that animal, move it to a new population, so that particular strain reproduces other animals. Then they'll wait for another function to appear.
5% mo.
And they'll keep doing it until they get this wacky viral strain. Now, Fauci, accused of doing it, had a document outright saying that they engaged in gain of function. And Fauci, the argument that the analogy that I often use is that imagine Fauci was asked if there was a door to the front of his house.
Already.
He says, there is no door on the front of my house. There is just a 3-foot by 6-foot hole with a piece of wood where there is a knob you can turn to open it. It's like, Dr. Fauci, are you just describing a door and saying it's not a door? Because that's literally what he did.
I think I already made
He lied to Congress, according to Newsweek. Don't take my word for it. So this is why they're partying. It's not political retaliation. That's a lie. So I'll just jump over to the actual statement we have from Joe Biden, who said, our nation relies on dedicated, selfless public servants every day. They are the lifeblood of our democracy. Yet alarmingly, public servants have been subjected to ongoing threats and intimidation for faithfully discharging their duties. In certain cases, some have even been threatened with criminal prosecutions, including General Mark A. Milley, Dr. Anthony S. Fauci, and the members and staff of the Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. These public servants have served our nation with honor and distinction, and do not deserve to be the targets of unjustified and politically motivated prosecutions. General Milley served our nation for more than 40 years, serving in multiple command and leadership posts, and deploying to some of the most dangerous parts of the world to protect and defend democracy. As chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he guided our armed forces through complex global security threats and strengthened our existing alliances while forging new ones. For more than half a century, Dr. Fauci served our country. He saved countless lives by managing the government's response to pressing health crises, including HIV/AIDS. I'd like you all to ask the gay community how they feel about Dr. Fauci, because they don't feel good. As well as the Ebola and Zika viruses, During his tenure as my chief medical advisor, he helped the country tackle a once-in-a-century pandemic. The U.S. is safer and healthier because of him. On January 6, 2021, American democracy was tested when a mob of insurrectionists attacked the Capitol in an attempt to overturn a fair and free election by force and violence. In light of the significance of that day, Congress established a bipartisan select committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Blah, blah, blah. It's fake. It wasn't bipartisan in the least bit. They call it that, but come on, nobody believes Kinzinger and Cheney are Republicans. In fact, I think they were both removed from the party. The select committee fulfilled this mission with integrity and a commitment to discovering the truth rather than accept accountability. Those who perpetrated the January 6th attack have taken every opportunity to undermine and intimidate those who participated in the select committee in an attempt to rewrite history, erase the stain of January 6th for partisan gain, and seek revenge, including by threatening criminal prosecutions. I believe in the rule of law, and I am optimistic that the strength of our legal institutions will ultimately prevail over politics. But these are exceptional circumstances, and I cannot in good conscience do nothing. Baseless and politically motivated investigations
I need to put my fertilizer in
targeted individuals. Ooh, targeted individuals. And their families. Even when individuals have done nothing wrong, and in fact have done the right thing and will ultimately be exonerated. The mere fact of being investigated or prosecuted can irreparably damage reputations and finances. Perhaps the Democrats should look in the mirror then. When they went after Trump's lawyers, when they went after Republican politicians, and Trump himself with investigations. And they kept saying, but if he did nothing wrong, then what is he worried about? Yeah. He goes on to say, this is why I'm exercising my authority under the Constitution to pardon General Mark A. Milley, Fauci, Congress and the Select Committee, and the U.S. Capitol and D.C. Metro police officers who testified before the committee. The issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as acknowledgement that any individual engaged in a wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt for any offense. Our nation owes these public servants a debt of gratitude for their tireless commitment to our country. Well, we do have several responses. Rand Paul chiming in saying if there was ever any doubt as to who bears responsibility for the COVID pandemic, Biden's pardon of Fauci forever seals the deal.
Shit.
Homeland Security and Government
Hey, Tommy. I'm listening to a podcast because I'm bored. And I haven't played this in a while. How you been?
To pierce the veil of deception. Ignominious. Anthony Fauci will go down in history as the first government scientist to be preemptively pardoned for a crime. Insanity.
Animal shelter.
Preemptive pardons. Absolutely insane.
Animal feeder.
He pardoned his son, too. But wait, there's more. Batya Ungar-Sargon says, let's be clear about what a preemptive pardon means. It means that for the Democrats, there is no crime imaginable that a high-ranking Democrat or someone serving their agenda could commit that they consider worthy of prosecution.
I need another silkworm.
A thing to admit. Preemptive pardons. Now, the question here is the constitutionality of whether you can actually do a preemptive pardon. I mean, I don't believe Trump did any of these in his first term. He did have a bunch of wacky pardons. And you know, look, man, Trump's far from perfect. Right now, with the TikTok debate, I am disappointed.
Wait, can I get a silkworm from the...
A lot of Trump supporters coming out with
Red
this
Room.
nonsense defense of TikTok. Sorry, dudes. Don't know, don't care. I stand by what makes sense, what I believe to be true and correct.
Yes,
and
you can.
matters.
Aha!
And so, I think Donald Trump's fantastic. I am so excited for these
Excuse
executive
me.
orders. And I have always been willing to criticize Donald Trump where he needs to be criticized. And these Democrats can't seem to comprehend that we, in this boat of disaffected and post-liberal, conservatives, populists, whatever, we disagree with each other. We have debates and arguments. Quite a bit. H-1B was hot. Vivek Ramaswamy took a lot of heat from that. Elon took a lot of heat from that. But here we are. We're moving forward. And likely, there's going to be some H-1B reform. Even Elon had to admit it. And a lot of people are coming out against Elon. I think Elon's done a great job. Nobody is perfect. Censorship is not good. And, you know, I do agree when we saw the wave of censorship. I don't want to call it censorship, but let's just say demonetization and penalty for disagreement. That's wrong. That's wrong. I don't like...
Gotta go back to the other place in Zio. Looks
saw
like
their blue checks taken away, and their the way it works that if you're verified, you do get an algorithmic boost. You're more likely to appear in the top replies. I don't like that Elon Musk took political action against people because he disagreed with them. Right? That's not okay. I, however, really don't like the argument that you are entitled to someone else's service. At scale, it matters.
Now to get to
It's
see
the
you.
only game in town, but it is a large game.
I don't think I have any more down here.
I think Elon's worthy of criticism too. I think
Nope.
on
I'm
this
gonna go
side,
to Red Room.
criticize, and that's why we've been successful. So I look right now at a Donald Trump presidency. Look at this. The left is more unpopular now than before the Cold War. I look at the Donald Trump presidency, and coming in, Donald Trump is doing this whole, we like TikTok now. We did really well. And I'm just like, I don't like TikTok. And there's a lot to break down in that, so I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of where we're currently at with TikTok, but I believe
I need to build more of the. I need to build more of the.
My point here is, I sit here in D.C. in this,
More
what
of
they call it,
these.
the Insurrectionist Clubhouse, I think they call it. And
how
a
we
lot of conservatives.
bump.
And we're having all these conversations about what we disagree on, but you know what we agree on?
So, but
This is the
first, I need to go
rebirth
back
of
to the
America.
Kippy.
And these liberals are coming out being like, a rebirth of the oligarchy. And I'm like, try more, dude. Donald Trump,
Excuse me.
200 executive orders is beyond record-breaking. Most countries the most we've seen was like 11. I don't even think it's that many. I think it was only a
I'll
small
put
number of
it
day one executive actions. Donald Trump's going to go in, and he's going to drop the
right
hammer. And I
here.
am here for it. There is almost, look, Trump issuing an executive order on TikTok, largely meaningless. Okay, largely meaningless.
We're in a spot where it's not going to get away of anything.
Look, I do want to do a longer segment on this because there's a lot to break down. We're currently
Excuse me.
The App Store still have banned TikTok. Donald Trump wants to defend TikTok because there's a bunch of conservative, wealthy individuals that are lobbying for it. And I think it's short-sighted and a mistake.
Well,
And you know what? I'm still super excited.
got
is not
plenty
going to
of,
be
tier
100
twos.
out of 100. I never thought
I just
that
got
was the
to
case.
see
I
how
said,
many.
and you know it, Trump will be a marginally good president.
By
He was a good president. He was the best president of my lifetime in his first term, which is surprising. I didn't vote for him. And then I voted for him in 2020, and I voted for him again in 2024.
those.
Because he proved
They
his
did a
point.
bio thing. You
In 2016 and 2020,
No,
he proved
excuse
his
me.
point. And I didn't believe
You
him.
either get them
And then
down
I did.
here
Then
or.
we saw what was going on with Democrats, the lawfare, trying to arrest their political opponents. And the
I do
lies
need
they put
those.
forward. 51 former intelligence officers who claimed Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinfo going to have their security clearance pulled. I want Trump to secure the border. I want baseball and apple pie. Look, I'm a relatively moderate, liberal-leaning kind of guy on a lot of policy issues that we used to debate. And I don't play baseball. I skateboard. And I'm into punk.
I think
and
my bio
music.
thingies are in
I don't listen to mainstream or
other
country.
spot.
But I know what America is. And I don't want America to stay or to become again. I want
Oh,
Christmas morning. I want apple pie with a scoop of ice cream. These are things that are unquantifiable. Once again, shout out to Sam Hyde. There was an excellent video breaking this down, and I completely agree. He articulated exactly how so many of us felt. That these libertarians come in, these Democrats come in, and look, no disrespect to all the libertarians. I like them as We disagree on some things, but it's okay. But many of these
I'm
libertarians
probably
come in
gonna
and
have
they say,
to.
if the economic numbers are good, everything's fine. The neocons, the neolibs, the Democrats, they say the same thing. Why do you care about mass migration? The economy is better than ever.
I'm gonna have to.
Because 3% return on my stock portfolio does not ensure that I will have
Yeah, I gotta-
Christmas morning with my children and a slice
I'm gonna
of
have
apple pie with a scoop
to.
of ice cream. Okay?
Where's my-
I don't mind. You know, immigrants come to the United States. We love that. We want the brain drain, the O1 visas, right? Exceptional talents. We want the entrepreneurs.
Why have everything
And
over
you know
here?
what we do love? We love going to a variety of different cultural restaurants and then changing them to become something more unique to this country. Albeit we put too much sugar and salt in all of it. But what we don't
No,
know
I
is
do
the
not.
heart and soul of what makes this country America and what made it be one of the greatest
What
countries
about?
of all time. So Donald Trump getting in with a heavy focus on dealing with the corruption, dealing with the border security. To me, it's everything. I'm seeing all these people. Look, Charlie Kirk, he put out a bunch of posts
Nope,
over and over.
not
a couple
there.
years ago, ban TikTok, ban TikTok.
Try
ban
over here.
TikTok. Now he's posting videos saying Trump just saved TikTok. I disagree with this. I don't see any legitimate reason to defend.
Oh, I don't think I explored all that shit
Charlie
either.
Still does incredible work that is helping to save this country, and we're allowed to disagree.
I gotta go back to Lake Kippy because
Look
that's
what
where I
the
saw
vote level
more
was
of the
and why so
bio.
many of us who were former liberals
The
or disaffected
flares.
or post-liberal have jumped ship, and it's because it's a cult. You fall in line whether you agree or disagree, and the people who don't disagree I'm sorry, the people who do disagree are too scared to say anything. I got no problem saying Charlie's wrong, Trump is wrong. And then we're gonna go have coffee. And we're gonna talk about it like we always do on every single issue, even if this one's more of a hotter issue. I'm heated on this one. So you know what? I hope Trump brings the boot, the iron fist. Okay, I am done with this libertarian argument about we can't stop bad things.
There we go.
Stopping bad things means that someone might later come and do a bad thing to us.
1, 2, 3,
That's
4,
the argument
5,
the
6,
whole time.
7.
I reject it. The slippery slope goes in every single
7 of
direction.
them.
If we do not stop enemies
Don't.
with the power that we have, they will escalate.
Alright.
Chaos
What about
and
the
destruction.
tier 2s?
If we do utilize that power, the fear is that later on our
Got
enemies
that
will take that
one.
power and use it against us. But they're already doing bad things. So do we sit back and watch the country burn?
That's gonna be a
Or
while.
do we say, maybe it's time
It'll
we
be a
use
while.
power to defend?
So back to tier
And
1s.
so I tell you this. Trump will take the executive actions he needs to take. If he takes actions that I think are wrong, I will call him out for it. The
I will
TikTok
put
action
them.
is largely meaningless, and I think it's a bad idea. That's it.
I'll
We are
continue
going to be
from here.
activists where we need to be. We are going to argue for what we need to argue, and it's actually quite simple. We
Yeah.
don't want violence. We don't want Molotov cocktails. We don't want the far-left extremists. Civilized people, like we, can sit down and have a debate over the merits of TikTok and the security threat they pose and the psychological threat to our next generation. We can
And I need
and
to
then
get
we
more
move forward and
teams.
we adapt. If Donald Trump starts doing things I don't like, I will literally just say that's a bad thing. I don't like it. As I have.
Go back
As
to
many
the
of us
room.
did that with Trump on vaccines. They booed him at his own rally several times. Because we get it. We're allowed to disagree. And that's what actually makes things more robust. So with this, my friends, the pardoning of all these individuals, it tells you exactly what they were doing. They were breaking the law. They were trying to subvert this country. Dare I say they are insurrectionists. So, my friends, on this most
Yippee.
auspicious of days, I ask you to keep in mind what matters to you most and what this country can be. And remember that Trump isn't perfect. His administration will not be perfect. There are many disagreements on the right,
1.
and we will continue to disagree. But you know what? Hopefully, we see a return to a left and a right that sit down for cigars and debate instead of protests, riots, and destruction. I would love nothing more than over the next 4 years for Tim Pool to be
Wrong one.
considered
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
You know what I mean by that? I mean that when I'm
Woo.
sitting down with Crowder or Ben Shapiro and we're discussing the merits of banning TikTok and smoking cigars and ordering pizza, and we get up and
see
lose a
there.
handshake, that's the way this country is supposed to function. Not lunatics threatening to take your job and burn everything down. So, once again, it's truly auspicious of days. I hope you all enjoy it. Keep in mind what matters most. We've got a bunch of more, many more stories, lots of live coverage. The inauguration is going to be indoors. I'm sure everyone's going to be watching live. Very excited for this. Smash the like button. Share the show. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. You can subscribe.
Here.
Not TikTok. They brought it back, but it's still banned in the App Store, so we shall see. We got more segments coming up. I'll record for you guys. A bunch of stories for the day. And then, of course, tonight, Timcast IRL, I do believe we have a Democrat congressman joining us to have a discussion on what it means for this country. I think some of these Democrats might realize they have to moderate. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and we will see you all in the next segment.
All right, there's some butterfly diversity right there. Do I have a portal though? Yes, I do. Where the fuck was I going? I don't know. But there's some butterfly diversity. You need more flares though. Right. 6. Look at all my butterfly lover that I got here and put them in one spot. Excuse me. Oh, I do have more flares. I do. Which means I'm gonna spot. Spot. Maybe I should make some planters. Flower spreaders. Need. Where's mine? Don't need regular fertilizer done. No, but I got a lot of green fertilizer. I want Barbara to put it on. So plants to plant. Gonna need 6. Therefore, I'm gonna need 12 water and 12 water first. Or it. Do I have any water over here? Or that's been, algae. Not here. So it's in the other spot. However, I can go to waterfall area. That's 4 from over there. And I can 12. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 3 more. So many plants. The drum should have smoke here. No guarantees. I don't think I have them all. No. Therefore, I'm gonna do. Do I have any here? Nope. Therefore, back to the Kippy. And should have gotta get a go around this. Two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 12. 4, 5, 6. Therefore, I need 6 more super eggs. Also, it's 2 of each. I need more super eggs. So 2, 4, 5. Now then, those I'm gonna. Here. Yes. Balance. Oh, that is a noticeable stutter. Like noticeable pause, like it's just trying to do stuff in. Excuse me. Descriptions. Anything else? That is not political. I don't want to just do that. I know it's killing my stream a little bit, but I don't fucking care. It's Monday.
President Trump is reportedly considering a wave of preemptive pardons. Does this concern you? All these preemptive pardons?
It concerns me in terms of what kind of precedent it sets and how the rest of the world looks at us as a nation of laws and justice. You're not going to see in our administration that kind of approach to pardons. Nor are you going to see in our administration the approach to making policy by tweets. You know, it's just going to be a totally different way in which we approach justice.
The only reason I know to ask for a pardon is because you think you've committed a crime.
Like, I only know of one reason to seek a pardon, because you're worried that you're guilty, that you committed a crime.
A few years later.
It's a Fox News alert. President Biden just came across, just issues new pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci. You could call these preemptive pardons. Dr. Anthony Fauci, retired four-star General Mark Milley. This just happened moments ago. It also includes the members of Congress and staff who served on the Select Committee and the U.S. Capitol, and D.C. Metropolitan Police officers.
You need that.
Before the Select Committee. This as Trump prepares to take the oath of office in just a few hours.
Would that include Liz
So
Cheney?
what a mess. No, it doesn't. I guess,
Select
yeah,
committee?
yeah, Select Committee.
The
whole slip. But what does it say? Mark Milley, who is chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under
Do I have any silk yet?
Biden and Trump,
Yes, I
you
do.
know that what he's done in the past. You know that he was calling China, trying to putting down President Trump.
I mean, what are they afraid that Pete Hegseth is going to see when he goes to the department and look at the files? There's been no talk of going after Anthony Fauci.
Well, Rand Paul is.
There may have been some senators, but the president himself has not said he wants
Aha, that is water.
And here's
Anthony Fauci.
absolutely right. And here's the thing. You pardon somebody who's been convicted.
Right.
They haven't been
There's a
convicted.
confession.
They haven't been charged. This is crazy. It will be interesting to read the exact language, and because it just broke.
Where should I put this?
Boy. So we gotta talk about Joe Biden. I meant Ho Biden, okay? Because Ho Biden, I think, is Joe Biden's official nickname that he has earned himself.
Where should I put
This bombshell move that he just made on the way out the door.
Animal
He's
Kingdom?
leaving as president. He is leaving as one of the worst presidents in American history, and I think that he solidified himself as one of the worst presidents in American history with the move to pre-pardon General Milley, Dr. Fauci,
Oh, I know I want
the whole January 6th committee members, including Liz Cheney and others.
I'm gonna go to the waterfall place and
Before Trump get in office,
where?
Biden is handing out pre-pardons that essentially are an admission of
Excuse me?
guilt. Or at the very least, this is what Democrats were arguing when they were talking
Thing.
about Trump issuing pre-pardons for his kids and others, right? Which, again, Biden did
I'll put it down over here.
pardon his son Hunter, and now he is pardoning all of these other people, okay? According to Democrats, this is obstruction of justice.
Saturday.
The president's pardon of Scooter Libby, Congressman, has inspired
Yeah, I'm listening to stuff on YouTube. I'm absolutely bored, and I am not a very entertaining person when I'm done. Otherwise, quiet. But I am going to put this over here.
Those investigative files will all be turned over to the Congress. The Congress ought to know whether the president is using the pardon power to obstruct justice. The American people have a right to know. I think it is constitutional. It doesn't prohibit him from granting.
I have what I need for the feed.
But it does say that he will be able to at least
yeah,
whether the president is using this power to shield himself from liability.
It offers transparency at the very least.
Look at me smoking water.
Thank you, Congressman. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Don.
A Fox News alert. The Department of Justice has released Special Counsel David Weiss's scathing report on Hunter Biden.
In it, Weiss defends his probe that found that the president's son made...
Oh, there goes that third person. I honestly don't care. It's fucking Monday.
Peter Doocy joins us live from the White House with the latest. Hey, Peter.
And a look at recent history, we remember that the heart of President Biden's pardon of his son was that he accused the special counsel, David Weiss, of singling Hunter Biden out. Now David Weiss is saying that the president was wrong to say that. A quote from last night's report, other presidents have pardoned family members, but in doing so, none have taken the occasion as an opportunity to malign the public servants at the Department of Justice.
Actually, I'm going to pull up on that.
The biggest problem the special counsel Weiss has with
I'm going to...
$1.4 million in taxes over a 5-year stretch. Weiss says these are not inconsequential tax violations, and that Mr. Biden made his money by using his last name and connections to secure lucrative business opportunities such as a board seat at a Ukrainian industrial conglomerate, Burisma Holdings Limited, and a joint venture with individuals associated with a Chinese energy conglomerate. He negotiated and executed contracts and agreements that paid him millions of dollars for limited.
What am I?
The Hunter legal team is pushing back. Late last night, they told us
Yo.
conveniently omits his proposal to resolve this investigation in 2023 with a pair of misdemeanors and a diverted gun charge recommended by career prosecutors. Mr. Weiss also fails to explain.
I'm guessing I need met.
Agreement, a reversal that came at the 11th hour in court.
Oh.
Faced blistering attacks from Republicans and his then filing unprecedented charges for someone with no aggravated gun factors who had paid his taxes in full years before.
I'll make one of those over here.
President Biden came here to the White House almost 4 years to the day, promising to restore faith in institutions. Now this special
Therefore, I'm going to have to put it over here.
Actions have undermined faith in institutions. Back to you.
Yeah, that whole we're the party of saving democracy. We're the party of law and order. We're the party of integrity and sovereignty of our institutions. Yeah. That all went out the window, right? I mean, we have seen Democrats have a full mask off moment in regards to what they actually really believe. No, they believe they are above the law, okay? And they should be accountable for their crimes, okay? They keep telling us that they're innocent, but yet now you have Biden.
We're going to need 4 Bidens.
I believe that the individuals that he has decided to pardon, they have to accept the pardons. Anybody who accepts the pardon, they're going to be admitting that, yes, I am in fact guilty. But see what the mainstream level media is going to do, instead of trashing Joe Biden as they be trashing President Trump, if he did this, no, they're going to find a way to defend it, right? They're going to say, oh, well, the threat of Trump kind of justifies this, right? The threat of Trump justifies setting a new precedent where the president can have people commit crimes during his administration and then turn around and pre-pardon them before the next administration comes in. Is that really what we want to be doing here, right? Is that really the precedent that we want to be setting in a so-called in a country that believes in law and order? But I mean, hey, there are some people who are willing to admit that this is a bad look, right? That it's probably not something Joe Biden should have did.
They've been offered. There are 4.5 hours left in President Biden's presidency. Claire, it'll be interesting to see if they take them.
Yeah, it makes me sad. It makes me sad. First of all, it sets a precedent. Can you imagine the list 4 years from now? Not good. And frankly, it shows that we have gotten to the point that we no longer trust the institutions of our courts to fairly administer the laws. because I think the people who say I don't want a pardon are saying that because they know factually there is no evidence to do anything to them. So I get it, and I'm not being critical of the president for doing it, but it's sad. It is very, very sad, and it's another blow to the institution of rule of law in this country.
Claire, I have a question. Maybe you can answer it. I don't know. Maybe someone else here can answer it. Do these pardons offered this morning, do they time out with the demise of the Biden presidency?
No.
They don't?
No.
But again, these are things that Democrats, they never believed in, right? They don't believe in democracy. They hate democracy. They hate law and order, right? We saw that when they supported every far left violent protest over the last 8 years that benefited them. They don't care about law and order, okay? They love chaos and destruction as long as it benefits them, right? So once again, you're seeing Democrats show you that, yeah, we don't believe in any of the stuff that we say, right? All we believe in is power and control, and you are the one, you are the people, okay, that have to adhere to the law. You are the people that have to follow the rules, okay? You will be punished for it, but we won't, right? Because we're above all of you peasants, right? That is what the Democrats are showing. And liberal media, again, they're going to go out of their way to defend the indefensible.
MJ, tell us what's going on, what President Biden is doing.
Therefore, I'm going to have to remove the here.
Breaking news from the White House, a statement from President Joe Biden issuing preemptive pardons for a number of individuals that he said he is fearful will be persecuted, politically persecuted. I just want to tick through for you the list of people that the president says he is pardoning preemptively today. They include General Mark Milley, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Now there's those two. I'm going to need those.
That investigated the January 6th insurrection. He also said that that group would include the U.S. Capitol and D.C. Metropolitan Police officers who testified before this committee. Jake, this is was a possibility that we had anticipated and that we reported was something that President Biden was considering. And in all of our reports,
what am I missing?
Anticipated that if he were to take this action, it was very possible that it would happen at the very last minute. And here we are, just hours before President Biden is set to leave the White House. The president is announcing this very controversial decision.
Oh, osmium. I don't have any osmium.
He says, I believe in the rule of law, and I am optimistic that the strength of our legal institutions will ultimately prevail over politics. But, he says, these are exceptional circumstances, and I cannot in good conscience do nothing. Now, when he is...
That's wild. That's wild. I mean, to come out your mouth and say, I believe in the rule of law in our institutions, and then turn around and undermine the rule of law in the institutions.
I only running from one spot.
It's absolutely crazy, okay? Mark Milley possibly committed treason. That phone call to China around January 6th trying to undermine the president.
I'm going to need osmium. That's
treason. He
but
should be
first,
punished for that, right? He should be held accountable.
Lava area. I don't know how many I need for here.
We all know about Liz Cheney. The GOP report recommended that she face criminal charges or investigation because of alleged witness tampering, in which she went out of her way to
where's the opening?
with one of the January 6 witnesses through
Up here.
Elizabeth Griffin in order to concoct some crazy
Now, did I go through here?
on January 6th that absolutely nobody believes.
No.
Again, anybody who accepts these pardons, it's an admission of guilt, okay? And I think legally speaking, we need to see if the current president can revoke these pardons, right? That's what we need to see. We need to be testing those waters. Is it possible to revoke these pardons?
I'm going to put the iron in here.
Right? You can't. This is an abuse of power. Now, again, if Trump did something like this, right, to this scale, okay, if he would have pardoned everybody involved in January 6th on the way out, which he didn't do, by the way, right? If he would have did that, these people would have passed laws to undermine the president's pardon power. That's what they would have done. We're going to see what the Democrats do now. Are they going to be so gun-ho to try to limit the president's power to issue these types of pardons? Maybe they will.
Here we go. I need one.
You know, now this has opened up the door for Trump to do something like this, right? When he leaves office. Again, this is scary.
I'm gonna need a.
This is scary stuff. But again, the media, they're not taking it as seriously as they should be because again, they're trying to justify it.
Talking about exceptional circumstances, of course, he is referring to the incoming President Donald Trump, who has made very clear in all of his public statements that he is focused on taking revenge on people, on individuals who
Where is that ladder?
he sees as having done him wrong. These specific people, and particularly
I'm gonna need to make a second trip because I need another
on the January 6th committee, the
power
staff
thing.
was
So
to work on that committee.
where's the
These are people that the president obviously was worried would face a lot of legal troubles, knew that there was just a lot of hardships coming their way, and this is why he is taking this action to make sure that he can save them from all of that, even though he makes clear he does not believe that they did anything wrong, Jake.
All right, MJ Lee, thanks so much. Let's go to Jamie Gangel now for more on this. And Jamie Gangel, a lot of the members of the January 6th committee said that they didn't want preemptive pardons. They hadn't committed any crimes. They didn't think it was necessary. But there is always just the question of even a prosecution that isn't going anywhere is still going to cost potential defendants up to millions and millions of dollars to just defend themselves.
I think I was just texting with some people who would be covered by this. And as you know, Jake, there was a lot of discussion back and forth about this because members of the committee are covered by speech and debate technically, witnesses, Capitol
DC
police, members of the committee.
I'm here.
I spoke to who was involved with the January 6th committee hearings felt very strongly. They all said exactly the same words. We didn't do anything wrong, so we don't need a pardon. But, and this is the but, it's the extraordinary circumstances. It's the fact that President Biden felt that there would be
okay, I'm getting some Osmonds right now.
Political revenge that did not have any bearing in the facts, but that he was giving members, committee staffers, witnesses, sort of a blanket of protection to try to send a message more than anything else. These people should not, nobody should go after these people.
John King,
Wow. So Biden.
So I need.
The judge and the jury now, right? Is that what we're doing? Right? Biden's the judge and the jury.
I need more Osmonds, so I'm gonna have to make.
Because he's basically saying, well, we've investigated these people and we found they've done nothing wrong, right?
One of each. So.
Therefore, you can't go after them. If you believe
Excuse me.
that they did nothing wrong and that the facts will bear that out, why?
I'm gonna have to go back to Lake Hippie.
Why do it? It's because you believe they did something wrong.
Not Lake Hippie. God dang it.
This is clearly an
Oh yeah, Lake Hippie.
100% an admission of guilt.
Please.
So again, it's hilarious, man, to watch these people jump through mental gymnastics to defend this. You can't defend this, but they are defending it. This is our media, guys. Imagine the tone.
Please.
What would a conversation be like?
Go back to my room.
We all know what they would be saying.
Here.
This is how you turn the country into a banana republic. This is exactly what happens. This is exactly what you do.
Please.
But see, now that Biden's doing, oh, well, you know, it's a special set of circumstances. Trump's so bad, he might go after them. He might cost them lawfare, right? As if they were concerned about that. They weren't concerned about that for the last 4 years when they were trying to drain Trump's bank accounts with lawfare, right? Now we're concerned about Trump trying to drain their financial resources. Despicable. It really is.
I ask you about these pardons early this morning from President Biden.
Going the wrong way.
The president and his team obviously think it is necessary. I think the result of it will be it'll be a really interesting limousine ride and tea at the White House between President Biden, who decided this was necessary because of what he thinks about Donald Trump. So they're going to be sitting as close as we are, even closer, and this is to the very end, Biden versus Trump. Trump versus Biden. That has been the last 4 years of American life. It's been longer than that, actually, if you think about it. And so the president thinks this is necessary because of everything Donald Trump said during the campaign about retribution, about getting back at the people he thinks have been disloyal.
And, I need an explosive. Do I have an explosive here?
What it does is it will continue the polarization and the fight, and it will put a burr in Donald Trump's saddle.
On this issue of the pardons, this day is really interesting because you have all these customs that are going to be observed, these constitutional
Do I have any
in a day
explosive?
of norm busting, in an era of norm busting. So even as they rise
First,
to the Capitol, we
have a
now
cookie.
see these pardons. Right after the swearing in, President Trump is going to.
I'll be right back and let the dog yell. Much better. I don't know who's also watching, but it's greatly appreciated.
Find some executive orders, many of which will be tested in court because they challenge the constitutional separation of powers. So it's a day of customs and a day of customs busting.
These people, if they were telling the truth, they would say that Joe Biden's legacy is now tarnished, right, permanently, right? I mean, he is the worst president in United States history at this point, in my book. Okay, again, I know I'm not a historian, but damn it, I have observed this administration every single day for the last 4 years, and I can say without a doubt, he is the worst president of my lifetime, and I can't imagine a president being worse than this. And this move right here, again, just solidifies it. He's done, right? He's cooked, right? Nobody will remember this man fondly in history. And again, it's just a damn shame. It really is. It's a damn shame. But, hey, this is how the Democrat Party rolls, right? They're showing the world that they are the party of corruption. They don't care about democracy. They don't care about law and order. They don't care about the sovereignty and integrity of our institutions. They this is who they are. So, you know, I think Joe Biden, low-key, is giving us a gift on the way out, right? He's giving us a gift, once again, showing the hypocrisy of the Democrats, and, again, permanently tarnishing his legacy. So, you know what you guys think? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let's go on, share, and like, and send perspective. Peace.
I can make this a high priority. So right here. Oh, let's plant one right here and see what I get. Aha! Why? Oh, damn. Really? Why can't I put one there? Oh, it's because of that. Yes. Like that. Gonna drop that. I don't need it. And back. Just drop comments up. What did they drop? Oh, others. Probably have to wait till it's starts spawning. Really get it. Should have dropped osmium and yep, osmium and sulfur. While those start spawning.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump will announce the end of birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants, officials say. And I'd like to give a round of applause to Donald Trump. This is one of the things we fought for. This is a large component of what we continue to fight for. And I am glad to see Donald Trump taking the heavy actions that need to be taken. Let me start off by saying this, my friends. I'm a big fan of immigration. I'm a huge immigration fan. I love traveling to other countries, and I want everybody, everywhere in the world to come to the United States. Legally. You see, I did that pause for dramatic effect. Legally means we have a process by which you can ask to come, and we'll let you in. Now, the reason why I say everyone from everywhere is because should we be able to legally accommodate, we want to take this economic power from other countries. But let me clarify further. This means that we'll probably bring in a very small amount of people because we can't accommodate everyone in the world. And it means that everyone has the right to apply. We can choose the best who want to come here and integrate and become American. When we allow immigration, we are saying the best, the brightest, come here and help us make this country great. It's a good thing. Trump largely agrees. The problem is, when we say everyone from everywhere, you can come legally, that means 99.99% never will. And I am saying the door is available for you
Where
to
is
come.
that?
And if you want to come and respect us as a country, we let you in. We do. And that means learning the language, taking part in our culture. This idea that illegal immigrants can violate our laws, spit in our faces,
Blah, blah,
and then
blah.
have kids. And we're supposed to just be like, okay, they're Americans now. It's wrong. It's wrong. And it erodes the fabric of this nation and will destroy it. Take a look at history, and they will explain to you in every case. So, if you live...
I disagree with you, Tim.
You should have the right to apply to immigrate to America. That's right. I said it. And then we'll decide if we're going to let it happen. And I think right now the large discussion is...
Because that's a double-edged sword, and I don't agree
And
with
then
it.
we'll consider it. And maybe once we have some openings, which would be few and far between, we let new immigrants come in. Trump's going to announce the end of birthright citizenship, and I do believe he has the authority to do so. This is interesting. Incoming President Trump will announce the end of birthright citizenship for children of illegal immigrants in an executive order on his first day in office. The federal government will no longer recognize the immediate citizenship of children of illegal immigrants born in the U.S. on a prospective basis. Trump had discussed ending birthright citizenship on the campaign trail, but the action could raise legal questions as the 14th Amendment states all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the U.S. and of the state wherein they reside. Yeah, well, let me break it down. If you are born here, but are not subject to the jurisdiction thereof, then you're not a citizen. And this is the big question of the 14th Amendment that I believe is patently obvious. I am sick of these people lying to exploit the...
Oh, now it's missing me.
Let me tell you what America was fighting.
Oh, man.
Let's talk about this. We had a civil war. And then we had former slaves. Slavery was abolished in the 13th Amendment unless you're incarcerated, so there is still technically slavery to a certain degree. Work without compensation. Or minimal compensation.
And a lot of areas.
And chattel slavery. And then we have the 14th. You see, at the time they said, okay, what do we do with all these former slaves? Are they citizens? Well, of course, if they were born here and they're subject to our jurisdiction, you are now citizens. It was meant to be a brushstroke for those people at that moment to become citizens and have full rights. It was never meant to be construed that someone from China could fly here on a plane, because they didn't have planes back then, or a ship, give birth to a kid on our shores, and that kid could be president. That was never the intention. But it's really simple. If someone comes to this country from Mexico, from Honduras, from China, from Eritrea, you name it, they are not subjects of our jurisdiction. They're not subject to our jurisdiction. Insofar as they are here and we can have authority on this jurisdiction, yes. But when we arrest this person, guess
Where
what?
did I see
The
it?
foreign country can take them out of prison. We can argue with them, but they are subjects to another jurisdiction.
Ooh,
Mine is
energy
actually
multiplier.
quite simple. If you are born here, but your parents have rights in other countries that will intervene when a law is broken, then you're not the subject to our jurisdiction. And it was never intended that you be granted automatic citizenship. That's an absurdity.
Where is it at?
And it results in the erosion of the fabric
Oh,
and
there it
culture
is.
of this country. Now, let me say it again for all you.
Boom.
No, I'm a fan of it. They say Tim Pool's far right. Why? I'm pro-immigration. I've got friends
Can I get
from
rid of that?
countries all over the place. I know people from China. Heck,
Nope.
I come from a family of immigrants. Most of us do. We love it. But there's got to be rules and regulations and restrictions. We want people to come and assimilate, not come and steal. And look, people do. I'm talking about cartels, gang members, people, traffickers. They're not coming here to find the American dream. They're coming here to exploit the American dream and ruin it for so many people. Now, my friends, this won't be the only one. Fox News reporting, Trump take more than 200 executive actions on day one. The actions will address border security, DEI, energy, and other issues on which Trump campaigned. Oh, boy. A senior administration official who is familiar with the executive actions and authorized to brief Fox News Digital said Trump on day one will end catch and release. Let's go. Pause all offshore wind leases. Let's go. Terminate the electrical vehicle mandate. abolish the Green New Deal, withdraw from the Paris Climate Accord, take several major steps to assert presidential control over the federal bureaucracy, and I am here for it. Tonight's going to be pretty contentious.
What about?
The plan is that we had a Democrat coming on the show, and it's a Democrat we like. You know, as hard as it is, because Democrats largely march in lockstep. We got a guy. He's pretty good, and we're grateful that he wants to come on and have this debate, and maybe he actually will moderate and say, you know, you're right about a lot of these things. Quote: The president is issuing a historic series of executive orders and actions that will fundamentally reform the American government, including the complete and total restoration of American sovereignty. On day one, the president-elect will declare a national border emergency, direct the U.S. military to work with the Department of Homeland Security to fully secure the southern border, and establish a national priority to eliminate all criminal cartels operating on U.S. soil. Oh, I'd love to hear it. I disagree with Trump on TikTok. There's very little else to disagree with on. Trump will close the border to all illegal aliens via proclamation, Fox News Digital had learned. I am so excited. Oh, man. And I do believe by the time you're watching this, it may have already happened. I hope you're having a good day. I think we should order pizza. Trump will also create task forces for the protection of Homeland Security with officers of the FBI, ICE, CEA, and other agencies to fully eradicate the presence of criminal cartels. I am so stoked for Kash Patel. Trump will also direct designations of cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, which the officials said will unlock new authorities to achieve the Trump Homeland Security mission. Fox News Digital has learned that Trump will reinstitute Remain in Mexico and direct the military to construct a new area of border wall. He will grant emergency authorities to suspend the entry of illegal aliens across the southwest border, allowing for individuals apprehended to be swiftly returned to their countries of origin.
Hey, wait, I wish one of these doors would open.
Let's go! Which the official described as essential to U.S. national security. The senior official told Fox News Digital the energy executive order deals with every single energy policy and addresses liquid natural gas, ports, fracking, pipelines, permitting, and more, while also terminating Biden's policies he said have constrained U.S. energy supply. Now, it is fair to say, many reports say that Biden actually increased our production, but it wasn't without putting caps and blocks and actually negative. It was a mixed bag, I'll put it like that. I think it's fair to say, you know, we pulled up oil production, it was up, but let's see Trump crank that knob to 11. The official also said Trump will fully reform the federal bureaucracy by reestablishing presidential control over the career federal workforce.
Really?
Making clear to federal workers that they can be removed from posts for failing to comply with executive directives. Trump will sign an executive order to strengthen presidential control over senior government officials and implement a new merit-based hiring review. Trump will also take action to...
Wow, there's like not really anything else in here.
The official also said Trump will end the weaponization of the federal government and restore freedom of speech and end federal censorship. Trump, on his first day, will also suspend the security clearances of the 51 national security officials who lied about the Hunter Biden laptop. I want him to go after Burisma. I want him to shut down the Ukraine garbage. He is also expected to establish biological sex definitions, rename places like the Gulf of Mexico, which will become the Gulf of America. The decline of empire never looked so good, my friends. Trump on day one will also end all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs across the federal government. You love to hear it. Donald Trump
Is that all it's in here?
Of my lifetime. I'll say it again. If he gets all this done, I'm hoping
Excuse me.
establish a new Department of Government Efficiency hiring freeze, and the official said gain control over foreign aid and NGO funding. He is reasserting muscular control of the executive branch of the U.S. government. As for reducing the cost for American families, Trump will sign a presidential memorandum directing all agencies and departments to remove all federal actions that increase costs for families and consumers, which the official told Fox News Digital will be the beginning of Trump's historic deregulatory effort. Oh, just bring a sledgehammer to the bureaucracy. Let's go.
Excuse me.
I hear the helicopters, man. It is amazing to be here. I am so ecstatic. I am so optimistic. This is an incredible day. Man, there is a massive federal workforce removing its objectives at the expense of the American people, and President Trump is taking command, saying you will serve the American people and only American people. This is about stopping corrupt, abusive behavior and refocusing the government on its...
Seriously, is that all that's in here?
Incoming Trump administration officials told Fox News Digital that the overarching theme of his day one action is promises made, promises kept. Trump has always been a man of his word. As soon as President Trump places his hand on the Bible and swears the oath of the United States Constitution, the golden age of America will begin. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt told Fox News.
Wow.
The American people will have a leader who will deliver on the promises he made to restore the country's greatness. When you get libertarians, former Democrats, and Republicans lining up and cheering on this man, you know something great is coming.
That is just
The
wrong.
president-elect on Sunday previewed one of his day one executive orders related to the popular video sharing app TikTok, which is forced to go dark in the U.S. following. No, it was not that. It's a lie. It's not true. You see, I got no problem. I have no fear. Nobody's going to come and retaliate against me for calling out the TikTok executive order. And what happened? I have zero fear. I know that I'm going to go to an inauguration party and they're going to say, "Hi, Tim," and we're going to shake hands. Because that's what it means to be American. When you disagree with the president, this idea that he's going to lock you in a gulag, these people are insane. I have no problem saying to Trump, I disagree with him on the TikTok thing. I'll say it to Charlie Kirk. I'll say it to Kellyanne Conway. I'll say it to everybody.
Wow, that was
I got people
disappointing.
being like, Tim, thank you for being consistent, being brave.
That was very disappointing.
We disagree all the time. It's fine. I know that there are certain things I'm concerned about.
Out of all the fucking doors in that ship,
The pro-life people tolerate me.
that was a
We get along
waste.
because we're trying to build a great country with apple pie and baseball. And I don't literally mean baseball and apple pie, but you get the point. There are things that make America America that we all want. And there are things that have happened in this country that have led us down a dark path. And we want Donald Trump to be the avatar of accountability. And I gotta be honest. Donald Trump's great. You know, it's fine. But Kash Patel. Kash is fantastic. I'll tell you why. He's not a crackpot, far-right, burn the government down guy. He's not calling for abolishing the FBI. He's fairly moderate, straightforward, fix the problem,
I'm gonna make
and run the agency
these.
like it should be run. He's not saying dismantle and abandon the FBI. There are a lot of people out there that think we should abolish
Can I
the
actually put that in?
Kash Patel is not saying that. He's being reasonable. And that's what I want to see.
There.
It was an honor and a privilege to have sit with me on numerous episodes of Timcast IRL and break down the problems that are going on in this country and how we can fix it. The weaponization of government comes to an end right now. People who believe in America, these
All right.
far leftists,
What do I need for another thingy?
neocon types who try to subvert this country and burn it to the ground. They're terrified. They're absolutely terrified. Preemptive pardons and other garbage. I tell you what, my friends, there is a new day upon us, and I hope you feel as good as I do. I know that Donald Trump is going to do things that I don't like.
Those
He will
two.
be a marginally good president. I have said it
Whatever.
last year, and I'll say it again
Please
today
don't.
on the day he becomes president. Don't expect him to be the savior on a Pegasus with a golden sword. He's going to be a president who just does pretty good. And that's what we can only ever beg for. Because every president of my life outside of this man has been miserably bad. The Obama era was a disaster. Bush was a disaster. Clinton, though, I was a little kid. We have not seen great presidents until Donald Trump in my lifetime. And that's saying a lot. I know a lot of people like Reagan, but Reagan did bad things too. Far from perfect. And just because Carter was bad doesn't mean Reagan was good. But I wasn't alive for Reagan. Actually, I think I was alive for 2 years of Reagan. That doesn't mean much. I didn't live it. In my lifetime, I have seen Donald Trump be the first president to actually try and keep the best of his abilities, even if the promises were silly. A big, beautiful wall from sea to shining sea. And he tried building it. Bollard fencing, triple layer, razor wire. He tried to secure our border. Everybody knew that when he said he was going to build a big, beautiful wall, he didn't literally mean a 30-foot concrete barrier, although he did want to. We knew it was going to end up being more marginal than that. And the media attacked him for it, saying, why did Trump get us the wall he promised? Well, because he did his best, and this made
Now,
sense.
take a look at my power.
To what matters. Executive actions.
Time
I
to
think we are
increase
in
the
for an
power.
amazing time, and the left is going to lose it, but we'll see. Maybe they'll get behind the American agenda and believe in this country being better. I'll tell you this. I said early on, I like immigration, right? But a lot of people have said, not people on the right, we need a moratorium on immigration for 20 years or some long amount of time because of the abuse of the system for so long. And you know my response is? Well, I compromise. They're right.
2850.
No, I don't know. I personally wouldn't.
2,850%.
Woo! You file the paperwork. We figure out if we can sustain it economically. Where do we need the jobs? What job can you offer? Are you displacing American workers? And if we can bring you in meaningfully, we do. But when I see the abuse of the system as it's been, and then they say we need a
150 watt power.
compromise,
in the
I
shade.
have seen the Democrats batter this country so heavily. I absolutely will say, okay, I think it's about time the right gets a say in how immigration be run, and then I will negotiate and argue from my point.
All right.
But the far left is insane. So let's.
What's
roll
in my buggy?
Bring it on, Donald Trump. This country deserves someone who's going to actually try to make it better. I'll leave it there. Smash the like button, share the show with everyone. Become a member of RedCast.com. We got more segments coming up for you today. Stay tuned, and we'll see you all in the next segment.
Here. Oh, I didn't have to make any of that at all. One, two, three, 5, 18. Holy hell. Huh. I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I forgot this stuff was here. I honestly did forget this stuff was here. Production multiplier. Oh, energy multiplier. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and put it over here. Despite that I really don't need it. Is here. Launch. And launch. Demon those. First, where does this go? Anything else? I think we're Jay's 2 cents.
Alright, so we're going to be unboxing the 5090 today. Normally, I don't do unboxings that often. It's been a long time, but this one's actually kind of...
Did I get everything?
So we'll talk about that. The packaging is different. Apparently, it's more eco-friendly. It's inkless and all kinds of other stuff. So we'll talk about it right after this. Today's video is brought to you by the new, really super cool J2Sense Melty connector shirt. You know, paying tribute to one of the best designs that's clearly ever existed. And if you don't like the Vaporwave colors, we've got our OG grade red colors available now. So get yours by following the link in the description below. Ow, I have a thigh.
I honestly don't remember if I explored all this or not.
This is the Founders Edition card for the 5090. This is obviously the Founders card for the 4090. I only have this box here because they're actually
yes, I did.
Kind of proud about apparently taking up less materials. And I was kind of confused at first, like, is this cardboard box like what you get if you were to go to Best Buy or wherever is selling Founders? I think Micro Center has some Founders too, I don't know. At least they have in the past. But this is actually the retail packaging, like this. It is kind of all encompassed, where this is the packaging you got that would have been inside another box, and if you went to the store, you just get the black box. So if you open this up,
look at this fucking water.
Not very eco-friendly when it comes to the amount of ink and foam and other crap that's in here. Just to display this card, I mean, that is a significant...
The water. St. Mexico.
So we're just going to set that aside so that we can kind of compare. I need the adapter because that's going to be something to talk about here. So to unbox it, you've got a pull tab.
The water.
Pull this all the way around. I don't like the new slogan, by the way. Inspired by gamers, enhanced by AI. I don't like it. I'm sorry. That's just me, I guess. Probably not. Do that. Then you can lift it somehow. Okay. So there's an arrow.
Spinach.
The way it goes, and it's actually very heavy. But ta-da! So once you open it up, you can see now this is all part of the unboxing experience. The sides open up this way. This recycled paper, which I guess it's just another word for potential like cardboard. As you can see, it's like corrugated.
Be nice if I could pin that.
Cardboard. It's kind of a clamshell, but there's other products in here, as you can see.
Or
it gives some kind of like hints to the way that the cooler is designed. Apparently, I'm not entirely sure. That's our adapter.
No, I got it.
Nothing else actually comes out of here, so you can hang on to this if you want. But that is the box for the box. So now, taking this cardboard aside, this is the actual packaging material for the box itself. It's kind of designed to almost look like the card, but these pieces come off. This comes off, and you'll notice it's not like dyed at all. That's why I'm showing you the black box here, because there's a lot of ink and stuff involved in making this. This is all kind of the natural color. You can see it's embossed for the GeForce RTX 5090. I don't know if the 5080 will be the same. To be honest, I have no idea. But it comes apart as a clamshell. It's actually pretty neat. But you can even use that, I guess, as a...
Tree block the rocket.
Anyway, you're all here for the 5090. 2-slot, 304 millimeters long. It's the exact same actual like circumference, if you will, of the 4090.
Block the rocket.
Hold up so you can see. But it is a true 2-slot design. So if you look at the slot itself, you can see there is no like 2.2 or anything like that. It is a true 2-slot design. And the last time we saw a 2-slot design was actually the 3080/3080 Ti, which is on my test bench right now, so I can't even show you that. But here it is next to a 4090. I like the color, by the way. It's more like space gray rather than this sort of a bronzy color that in fact, remember the 4080 Super was black, but this is not black. It's like a gunmetal, kind of a space gray. Space gray, I know, is an Apple color. It's the best way to truly describe it. As you can see, if I show you the top dimensions like this, please don't fall, it is exactly the same as a 4090 when it comes to like the outer shape. So if I were to take this 5090 right here, I could actually put it inside.
Actually, purchasing Google sources.
So if you're curious about its dimensions that way, it's the same as a 4090. It's just a 2-slot. So don't confuse this as a, oh my gosh, it's such a small card. It's actually not that small. And to be honest, it's quite dense and heavy. We'll talk about some more with the card here in a second. There's something else I think is pretty unique that I think you should see. The adapter. This monstrosity. This is the one that came with the 4090. It's got the like PET nasty sleeving on there. There's like very little flex. It just had the fabric that was designed to kind of protect the cables. Remember, if you bend them too tight, they could pull out some and then get a bad connection, and then it could also melt. They actually changed the entire design of the adapter. And as you can see now, it is very soft. It's very almost like a paracord. Look at this. And if you look at the plug itself, it is very protected. It's got this entirely extended piece of plastic, it's like hard rubberized plastic to protect the radius. So you could put a tight bend on that, but where it goes into the plug and matters is straight. So this should hopefully alleviate some of the angled issues you would have on the 40 series, especially the 4090 card when it comes to pulling cables out. I do love that these are a lot more flexible. I do kind of wish that the sense wires, though, were maybe sleeved within the main sleeve. That way they're not kind of kicking it here, sort of fragile, but whatever. I mean, they're inside these, but as you can see, Viagra, not Viagra. It's kind of the best way to put it. I mean, they're like maracas, right? This is very, very floppy. One other thing I want to point out too is the cable and the way it's designed on the side of the card itself. So we talked about the 4090 has the cable coming straight out, which means once you click that in there and you go to, these are so stiff. Like already I feel like I'm tweaking the plug. That's a lot of additional height that you had to consider when doing your case choices. Remember when the 40 series first came out and the whole like meme about doesn't fit in any cases, like case panels were ditched across the world because you couldn't put the side panel back on, so they just left them wide open, mostly because two people were afraid about putting a weird bend. Now these also too kind of only want to bend this way, like not sideways, it's awkward. But fortunately, and you can use these on the older cards too, by the way, these, look at that, have all kinds of flexibility for these. They're very, very soft
chips
and flexible. So,
it's 2 chips.
You would still have that crazy height to deal with. That's why they brought back, and I say back because the 30 series cards were this way, the angled connector. So you can see the connector points backwards towards the, I guess this would technically be the front side of your case. So if you plug in the adapter, then you can get a nice smooth relief on the cable. And you can route it under or above. So if you want to see the GeForce logo that lights up. In fact, I recently did a build. If you guys haven't seen that video, I was able to use the ATX 5.0 cable that came with our SFX 1200 watt Silverstone power supply, and it actually looked really good. It was like curved and out of the way, so that is kind of nice. So what that allows us to have now is, even though it's the same height as like a 4090, it is giving us less height access needed, or in terms of measurement, for the cable. Now that also means you wouldn't be able to use any 90-degree cables with this card. So if you've currently got a 40 series card in there right now where you've got a 90-degree adapter or 90-degree cable, you're going to need a new cable, because now you can't use the 90 on here. So that's something you got to keep in mind. But I wanted to talk about this because they clearly thought this better. They thought this through better than they did with this piece of crap. If you're running an adapter now, I bet you anything, you'll find these going up for sale. I bet you anything, people that have custom cables and stuff already will sell these on like eBay and stuff. I bet you get like $50 for this. I'm not even kidding. I bet you could. Let's also talk about the cooler design and the entire dimension of the card itself. If you haven't seen any of the keynote information or any of the teardown stuff, or the Gamers Nexus interview with Malcolm at NVIDIA's engineering, and he's a thermal engineer, the PCB is in the middle right here. It is not a full PCB layout. What that means is we have a 3D vapor chamber now that has tubing or heat pipes coming out from the sides of it, which means both of these fans on this end right here, which actually just looks like a giant VHS tape now that I think about it, are blowing air straight through the card. So with this which debuted in the 30 series, even though this is a 4090,
oh, I gotta go back and get some water.
This fan right here was a pull fan. So it pulled air through this side and these fins right here through the card just off into the atmosphere or wherever the air goes from based on your chassis. However, this fan, which is a push fan, had to go down in through the fins and then make a crazy 90-degree turn out of this heatsink opening right here. So you had air going that way and air going that way. So what they've done with this new design, and I'll hold a light up to it so you can see, double flow through, which is the first time we've seen this now in a GPU. It flows through both sides. Now there is a little bit of it does hang over a little bit. It's not fully open, but it is definitely more efficient when it comes to airflow than any of these designs right here. So theoretically, that should mean less acoustics in terms of turbulent air, how to make that crazy bend.
Air waffle. But I'm also going to get rid of this. Be right back. I'm just going to go out. Alright, I'm back. Oh, fucking my day. Sorry, what's on Discord? Uh,
Air. You're not hearing the movement of air. Air moving doesn't really make a sound. It's air hitting stuff and air changing direction and bouncing off of stuff that makes sound. Or the wind going across your ear. You're hearing the air in your ear. The movement of air does not make sound. So this should be acoustically more smooth and better on the ears. I haven't even got a chance to really mess with it yet, so we'll talk about that in our review. Than any of these other designs that have some sort of a crazy bend or change of direction that they have to make. So I'm excited for that. The downside of this new design, at least for the Founders cards, because I'm not sure yet if I'm confused as to how the board partners are doing it, because if you look at where like the cable plug is,
sorry,
the board partner,
I blow my nose.
the PCB's like that long. It's like the same length here, it's just moved up. So I'm wondering if they just have these crazy overhang coolers now, because the indentation where the plug is only like this deep from the bracket. But this has 3 PCBs in it. You've got the main PCB, which houses the VRMs and the die and the memory. You have an adapter that connects it to the PCI Express slot on the bottom, and a ribbon cable that connects it to your output ports on the back of the card. So if you're
don't
gonna,
produce
try and
those.
water cool this, I have no idea what manufacturers are going to do to try and support this card, if they're going to even try and support it. I would assume the block, if they're going to go that route, the block would have mounting provisions for those PCBs so they line up where they need to line up. But it would also be really funny to have a water-cooled card that is that long and as powerful as this, with over 21,000 CUDA cores and 32 gigabytes of VRAM GDDR7. Anyway, that's kind of it. I mean, the box, like they said, is put it on display, make it pretty or whatever. I guess if you're going to pay $2,000, which is what this card costs, this is the most expensive non-Titan card that they have ever launched. Yes, they have launched Titan cards that cost more than that. Like the Titan Z was like $3,000, but it was a dual die GPU. $1599 was what the 4090 was, and we are now at
Here.
No, $1999. I almost said $29.99. This is probably more realistic, to be honest, but $2,000 for this guy right here. Obviously, we're going to
Which means it's going to take 2 of those for this place.
This is like the Halo product. This is almost like just an engineering demo where they're like, look how crazy we could make a card. The 5080 is going to really be the card that I think most people are interested in at $1,000. That's like, I think, more than most people would spend, but about where those people that would consider it would stop at about $1,000. That's going to be a fun card to talk about.
Excuse me?
This would be fun for developers, I guess AI engineers, because they really talk about that. I don't do AI stuff, so I really don't know. People are doing rendering, any sort of professional workflow now. Because of
Producing
the
those.
DRAM on here, it's starting to kind of blur the lines between a professional grade card and a consumer grade card. This is like a prosumer card at this point. Not for the
Oh, I mean, like the Titan.
It exists, so obviously we're going to talk about it. So anyway, there you go. There's the unboxing. It was more than just an unboxing. I didn't expect that. Obviously, the packaging's pretty cool and different, and the overall design. And for me, the color of the card looks sick, too.
I'm going to need to make a second trip.
Coming up in just a few days.
Ooh, another one.
See you in the next one.
Yeah, this is going to take a second trip. Yeah. I gotta make another trip. Oh boy. I gotta make another trip. Yeah, very unprofessional today, kind of hippie. Coughing, stuff in the mic. Yeah, no. People don't want to hear that. My allergies are acting up, and yeah. Let's see. This way, this, oh, not this way. So this way. This away, that away, this away. This away, this away, this away, that away. Don't get lost, Hippie. You're not meant of resources. That away. Oh, I need to make more storage when I get back, too. However, once I get back, I'm going to have to call it for the day. I need to get up earlier to do this. This is nuts. Woo. There's my Terra tokens. Plenty of them. 4,000 more Terras. Yeah, I'm gonna need more storage. First, power. It's got 2 in it. 3. That's got 3. I got 2 more. I got all the